Hey guys, what's up? I'm back from the Pro Tour where I played Rakdos Vampires and none other than Seth Manfield. One of my teammates took it all down with the Vampires deck in Pioneer, and here we are playing some Explorer with, Sorin, Imperious Bloodlord, and Vein Ripper, the breakout combination of cards at the most recent Pro Tour. I actually didn't do so great with the deck. I think I had one of the worst records in the team with it. I went 4-6, 8-8 in total, 4-2 in draft, so just 50-50 at the PT. Obviously not, stoked about the results, but hey, it is the Pro Tour. You can't, crush every event, and it is the toughest competition right before Worlds in Magic. So yeah, Rakdos Vampires. You guys, or most of you, probably were surprised to see this deck. It's pretty awesome that we found this brew essentially that was actually competitive, because these days it is quite difficult to come up with a new idea, with a new deck in an established format like Pioneer and have it actually be successful. Yeah, and luckily this deck is also completely legal in Explorer, so I can just show it to you right here on Arena, and we don't have to play Magic Online to try this one out. About the tournament, my experience, I suppose, going 4-6, obviously not great. I think my takeaway is that I perhaps personally should have mulliganed a little bit more aggressively. I hit some very weird matchups like Vanifa combo, that I haven't never played before, and in that matchup I should have mulliganed more aggressively, I believe. But afterwards it's always easier to say than when you're in the moment. So there's that, and then also on day one I made one very sloppy mistake where I copied a creature of mine with a Fable while the Hallowed Moonlight was already resolved, and I didn't get a copy where I could have just done it in response to the Hallowed Moonlight. I just completely overlooked that. And it could definitely cost me that. I mean, I can't even say for sure if I would have won that game, but I was not able to destroy a Teferi that turn because I wasn't able to do that, so that was not good. So anyways, I didn't play perfectly either, but the deck also just, I put Sorin, I put the Vein Ripper into play turn 3 once with Sorin, so I really drew kind of poorly as well, I'd say, so that all resulted in me going not so well with it. But yeah, Seth Manfield took it all down. Sam Pardee made the top 8 as well with the deck. Louis Scott Vargas made top 16. Matt Sperling and Reed had positive records. I don't know exactly how they went, but yeah, overall the deck did pretty well. And it's just really exciting. If you don't know it, we have Sorin here as a 3-mana planeswalker, very powerful vampire-focused card that is extremely good with big vampires that you can cheat into play with the -3 ability. And Vein Ripper, so there's like multiple good vampires, like Galta and Mavrin is a vampire, for example, super powerful, 12/12 trample. Then we have Xander, Lord of something, which also not too bad. But the problem with those is that if you draw them, you cannot really cast them that easily. So Vein Ripper is sort of the perfect bridge. It's extremely powerful, but you can also just cast it on turn 6 or even turn 5 with Fable giving you a treasure. And yeah, that's totally doable. I mean, this is the red black mid-range base. You get to 6 lands at some point if you're playing a fair game, and then boom, you can just drop this thing, and 6 not that much. And yeah, but whenever you put this into play turn 3, I mean, the game ends usually very quickly. The sick thing is also that you can afterwards, if your Sorin also survives, give it lifelink, put a counter on it, and then just swing for a 7 life gain swing. I mean, it is brutal for many decks to beat that combination of cards. And the rest of the deck is just supporting roles. We have a couple more good vampires here. Of course, Bloodtithe Harvester, Fable, just excellent as a mid-range card, but also as an enabler for the combo, finding you the different pieces and also ramping you into Vein Ripper. And if you haven't gotten to do that yet, you can even copy the Vein Ripper, which is pretty ridiculous. I actually watched Andrea Mengucci playing on Sunday, the last chance qualifier. I borrowed him my Vampires deck because I didn't need it on Sunday, right? I was done for the day. I was already qualified for Seattle, so I didn't need to play that event. Yeah, and he got to make a bunch of Fable copies, which was kind of already good enough for the win. So he had 2 Fables and made a bunch of copies in the opponent's end step, then untapped, and then he drew Vein Ripper, which works very well with a bunch of Fable copies in play because they have to get sacrificed at the end of turn, and then those trigger 2 lives each time. Yeah, I mean this ability of the Vein Ripper is just totally ridiculous. Adds up really heavily, double the 2 life drains is just super brutal. If you've watched the Pro Tour, it's very powerful. And yeah, we have even 14 effects to loot in this deck. So if we have like multiple Vein Rippers, we can hopefully get rid of them. And yeah, Thoughteize, Fatal Push, the best cards in the format. A bit of Triumph, Duress, a little bit more interaction in that regard. This is not quite the list I played at the PT. This is a little bit different. I adopted the Sokenzan that Seth Manfield had. We all had like little differences in our Vampires list. I only played 3 Dust Legion Zealot, for example. I cut away a Cavern of Souls. We had, most of us, I think all of us played 3 Cavern of Souls. I played twice against blue-white control, but then eight times against other decks where it's just not that important. Sure, it's very good against blue-white control, where you can resolve a Vein Ripper or Preacher with a Cavern in play. But then again, I also want to just have Fable on time, and I wasn't able to cast Fable 2 times on turn 3, which is pretty rough. Sorry about that. I had a pretty hefty sneeze. All right, let's talk about the sideboard. We have 4 Leylines for Phoenix. This turned out to be the most best efficient card against Phoenix. Just shutting off the graveyard entirely. They do have Brazen Borrower, but some lists only play like 1, others play 2. You can discard the Borrower if they have it in hand. And compared to like Unlicensed Tours, Go Blank, Leyline just did the most damage, also costing 0 mana, of course, is huge, where, the others cost you more mana. The aspect that you can draw it later isn't great, but hey, at 4 mana in a black deck, it's not even, you can just put it into play on turn 4 again, or if they like Brazen Borrow it, you can then play it again and still, have a pretty effective hate card in that regard. We have Path of Peril and Rending Volley. Those are for the creature decks. We saw Rending Volley being very effective in the finals of the Pro Tour. Both of them are, of course, great against Heroic. To Duress, just, blue-white control hate. Surprisingly, not that good against Phoenix, because when you have Leyline of the Void in play, the card that matters, or the cards that matter out of Phoenix the most are Crackling Drake, Young Pyromancer, mostly the creatures, because you don't even want to take Treasure Cruise at that point. When you have Leyline in play, and you also, like, Duressing a Consider is not very good. It doesn't really accomplish much. Yeah, bit of Triumph number 2. This is mostly an anti-blue-white hate card, but it could, of course, come in like, the mirror match, or just against red-black mid-range Shieldred decks or whatever. But it's mostly the best card against blue-white, because it killed Seed Shark, Teferi, Emperor, Big Shark tokens, you name it. I added a copy of Reckoner Bankbuster. We have a little bit more slots because Lotus Field combo is not a deck in this format, and all of the Vampires lists had 3 hate cards against Lotus Field, so 3 free slots. I think Bankbuster is quite good against, red-black mid-range. It's just a flexible card. I mean, honestly, you can bring this in against a lot of decks. It's quite good in the mirror. Yeah. Liliana of the Veil, nice one in the mirror too. Nice one against Control, against random other decks. Necromancia, put this in. Maybe we face Quintarius. Maybe we face Amalia. Not terrible, not awesome either. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna try it. I'm not too high on this card. Extinction Event, nice sweeper, especially good against Phoenix, surprisingly, because in the postboard games they mostly have even creatures. So if they go like Shredder, Young Pyromancer, and shenanigans, you can then Extinction Event maybe after they play the Crackling Drake to wipe the entire board, because their angle of attack really is the creatures. Just put some creatures to play and then attack you with those, and Extinction Event gets rid of all of them. 1 copy of Shieldred, just another threat. Quite nice also in these Leyline games, I suppose, and just good against aggressive decks. Just diversifying your adding more power cards, I guess, to the deck. Seth Manfield played 1 in the main deck, which you can also do. You can cut a Dust Legion Zealot or even 2 for like other threats in the main deck. I think Dust Legion Zealot sort of glues the deck together, so I kind of like the card. It's very nice with Sorin and like a fair plan, makes Sorin better when you don't have the Vein Ripper. So I'm gonna run 4 for this section, for this video, I'd say. All right, guys. Thank you so much for waiting for me to come back from this event. I know I was like 10 days without a video or something like that. Sorry about that. I really was tuned in the testing house and for Chicago and all that. Arrived yesterday at 4 p.m. here in Germany. Spent the rest of the day watching shows and just, trying to get back into a normal rhythm. Slept for 12 hours, woke up at 12 p.m. And now I'm recording this video and posting it today on Tuesday. All right, guys, let's enjoy some Red Black Vampires. All right, here we go. Pretty fair hand. No 1-drop, which is unfortunate, but I think I cannot mulligan this. This has too many reasonable cards and lands. Of course, you always, especially on the draw, you want to be having that Thoughtseize or Fatal Push. But hey, that's okay. We'll be fine. Pretty Thoughtseize resilient hand, I suppose. Good free drops. They can take the Copter. Oh, they take the Fable. All right. Well, there's the Fatal Push. That's nice. I guess I'll play the Hive. In case I draw second Hive, I can then play the second Hive. And yeah. All right. Looks like we're playing a mirror match. Mutavault. Interesting, actually. I think I'll just play the Copter. If I pass the turn here, they might sniff out that I have Fatal Push. And that would not be good. Oh, that's pretty good for me. That means the hand probably don't have a third land. Looking for lands here. Yeah, and if they sniff out that I have a Fatal Push and don't attack the Copter, that'd be pretty terrible for me, so do that. Okay, discarding Sorin. Maybe they have the combo in hand, which I can't do much about. Honestly, I could have done maybe more with the deck list. Like, change the deck list more to be prepared for the mirror or something. I didn't do that. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people play the Vampires deck on ladder right now. Yeah, they have the Ripper. Yeah, the Ripper is pretty insane in the mirror match. Very, very difficult to beat. This attack I don't really like, honestly. I guess they would have to chump block. I mean, keeping the Sorin around is just so good. Well, now I have Ripper too. Interesting. I guess I'll play a Dusk Legion. Okay. Well, that's a start. Attack them, go here. Yeah, I want to like this. I draw, get a 1/1, and then I draw a Copter. Versus Harvester. Okay. I'm at 12. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. Mutavault. Yeah, I should just pass the turn here. If I play Bloodtithe Harvester, I guess they play a creature, and then I can kill the Copter here. They activate Mutavault. I go to 2 life. Oh. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Could Fatal Push. And then put a Vein. I'm at 40 at 10, then I put a Vein Ripper into play. They have 2 cards in hand. They must be spells, so it Could be a fatal push, maybe. Trying to figure this out. So I could also keep the push and then Ripper and then push something. Just a little worried I might die. So in their turn, if Vein Ripper triggers go on the stack, theirs go on the stack first, and then mine. So mine resolve first. So I guess I can't die in that regard. So they have 2 flyers, but I have 2 flyers too. I think this should be okay. I think I shouldn't die that easily. What do you even do for the mirror match? I haven't really thought about it. I mean, there's like Shieldred's Edict isn't especially good because there's like other creatures they can sacrifice. Blot Out, I suppose, does it. Mutavault. Okay. Technically, nah, I mean, I don't have lethal because they have blockers. So I technically have, I don't even have lethal. I have 9 damage. Yeah, let's do this. Put this into play, and then, I mean, I have the better board position, I'd say, so I don't have to be super aggressive, right? I can just chill, just attack the Preacher. I guess the Zealot could have attacked too. What are they gonna do? I mean, I guess they just block it. Yeah, no, never mind. No, this seems fine. Okay, discarding what? A Copter. Okay, didn't want to play the Copter. Okay. Not a Mutavault. All right, they give up. Cool. Yeah, I mean, the life totals, sure, they were ahead on life, but I just had more action there. Okay, well, I'm bringing in the Bankbuster, that's for sure. Lily, Bitter Triumph, Extinction Event, Shieldred. Shieldred is okay. I mean, the mirror match. It's like nothing that's bad, right? Like there's no bad cards. Like on a draw, you can maybe shave a Cavern, go down to 24 lands. Although I mean, you also want to hardcast this, so it's like not that easy to sideboard in a mirror. Duress is also fine because it hits the important free drops. Preacher's good. Extinction Event deals with Ripper. Zealot is nice in a fair game and good against Liliana. I think the worst card is actually Copter because it just trades with Fatal Push. And then I have to cut 3 more cards. Alright, I'll get rid of a Cavern on the draw. And then maybe like cut 1 Zealot, 1 Harvester. I don't know. Harvester is not that great in the mirror match. Because all cards are good, so the Blood Token is not that important. And it like trades with like a front side of a Fable, sort of. That's sort of what happens usually, or with itself. It's not the greatest. Yeah, maybe Dust Legion is even better than Harvester. On power level, the cards in a vacuum, Harvester is like there, up there, and like Dust Legion is right down here. But in this matchup, just having a 1-runner draws a card, that works very well with Sorin. I don't know, could be better actually. This hand is fine. I mean, 5 lands is a lot, but 2 of those lands for Mutavaults, and we have Bankbuster. Okay, they have the combo, which I just have to get rid of the Sorin at this point. They also have double Copter, so there's no decision here. That just has to be that. And now I'm really hoping they don't have the Fable turn free. I have Fable as well, okay. Lucky for once? No, not lucky. Okay. They kept in the Copters, which I think is wrong. But hey, they look pretty good here, I guess. It's not like that Copter is a technically bad card or whatever. It always will trade with a Fatal Push. So that's nice about it, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a Fatal Push here. Was not able to defend myself against this 2-3 punch. I'm very likely going to lose this game. I guess Bankbuster maybe too slow for this matchup. I mean, looks pretty terrible here. Just opponent curves Copter to Fable, and yeah. Maybe all Fable can ditch some of these lands and then find us some stuff. That'd be nice. Opponent can just cast the Vein Ripper next turn. That's the threatening part about the Goblin Shaman. Really, really don't want the Goblin Shaman to live. Yeah. Such a snowbally game. Like, just Copter and Fables. Just super snowbally cards. Okay. I'm just toast here. Guess I'll play Liliana. I guess I could sack the Mutavault, kill the Goblin Shaman, and hope my opponent. But playing Liliana kind of does the same. I mean, they can sack their Mutavault, I guess. No. I should have tapped a bit differently there. The auto tapper. That's the first time I'm playing with Mutavault on Arena. I guess it just leaves Mutavault untapped. Good to know. Okay, they sacked the Mutavault. I mean, that takes away a land, so it's still the same for the Ripper. But yeah, if they have a land, they can just play it, so GG. Maybe I draw Extinction Event. Also, the Copter is just absurdly good here. Opponent making another mistake. Playing the land pre-combat, like just playing really bad Magic here. They can crew here, attack for 5, and then play these 2 cards from their hand. And if they draw an untapped land, they obviously want to play the Vein Ripper here. Not even close. But I guess they decided for this line of play. I guess that's fine too, but there's really no reason whatsoever to play Hive or Bloodtithe Harvester pre-combat there. Zero reason. They attack Copter on Lily instead of one of the 2 power creatures on Lily. Okay.
A delay, nothing more.
Yeah, Bankbuster looked heinous. Literally 2 mana blank. If I would have had a Harvester, it would have been 10 times better. Funny, huh? How that goes. I mean, I've played a couple of these. I've seen, we didn't playtest the Mire much, to be fair. But in some games, Bankbuster seems kind of good. But I guess it's quite the mana investment. The matchup is very tempo-y. I don't know. Usually, it really depends from game to game. How do I get out of this? I guess I'll play a Preach. No. I'm just super dobs. I was missing removal this game. Alright. Bankbuster, huh? Maybe I'll cut the Extinction Event on the play. Add a land. Cut the Duress, add a Harvester. Alright. Yeah, Copter was good in that game, but again, there's Fatal Push. Copter is quite bad against Fatal Push. So I think it's okay to leave that card on the sideboard. The other cards are just better, I think. Take the Sorin. Okay. This card has won the last 4 Pro Tours. Can you believe it? Pretty insane, right? Looks like I'm doing what my opponent just did to me. 2-drop and 3-drop. Surviving here. Opponent doesn't even have the appropriate mana. Oh, but they have Vein Ripper plus Sorin, I guess. No! Okay. Vein Ripper Sorin. That's good. Okay, I guess I'll get rid of these caverns. Alright, opponent just gives up. Sure. Yeah. I guess this is what happens when you don't have Fatal Push early on, huh? They had the Thoughtseize, but they took the Sorin. Reasonable, I guess, if I draw Vein Ripper there. Pretty toast. But it's also not unreasonable to take Fable. But maybe that's hindsight thinking. Yeah. Fable's just too good of a card. Alright. Yeah, I think this hand is good because it both has Fatal Push and Thoughtseize. I don't have a third land, but I have my amazing 2 free drops. Yeah, I'm not gonna mulligan this hand. The outs to draw Vein Ripper here. Is it just a bunch of Vampires mirrors on the ladder right now? Okay. Alright, interesting. I guess I'll just take a Fable. And I hope my opponent doesn't draw Sorin. That's funny. Just everybody hyped about the Proto deck. I guess. I guess that's what's to be expected, huh? Bit boring for the testing here, but I guess I'll play Mutavault. Yeah, I think so. Like in case I draw like Blackcleave Cliffs, I can just have my red land beat that and have another swamp. Vein Ripper. Such an awesome card. Okay, no Sorin, luckily. But this is also not particularly good for me. Yeah, I can't really Fatal Push this, so I have to do that. And then they can put themselves on 16 when I put... No, wait, what? No, I'm talking nonsense. I'm at 17. No, they can't double trigger here. Yeah. Oof. The Copter goes. Sorin could go too. I have to Fable anyways next turn. Yeah. This is the best against the Thoughtseize effect, having just 2 duplicates. Yeah, so they're at 16, so they only get a Vamp. Which, getting a Vamp's a bit better for me than getting them to draw a card. If they would be like at 18, they could play this pre-combat, we both go to 17, and then they would get both effects. Also pretty happy they just have Dust Legion Zealot on turn 4 here. This is beatable. Blood Crypt, Copter, okay. Fatal Push. I'm just gonna ditch a Sorin and a Fatal Push. Okay, well that's pretty good. Alright. I'm just gonna put that into play, I guess, and attack. With the Goblin? So I have Fatal Push? Yeah, I think so. They also have double Vein Ripper coming, so might be a bit of a problem. I maybe should actually attack here. They will be able to kill the Sorin anyways. I really just want to put damage out. I'm at 14. They go to 11, take 5. They maybe chump, but that's fine. Yeah, I just want to get in there. I don't want to stay back before, like, I want to end this game next turn at best. Okay. I'm just gonna ditch this, I think. They take it. So now I'll just trigger Revolt, kill the Preacher, pass the turn, have a push for the Copter, opponent goes to 6. Ah, yeah. Good old Vein Ripper. What you can do, by the way, if your opponent has exactly 1 creature, and then they cast a removal targeting a Vein Ripper, the ward goes on the stack. And if you have a Fatal Push in hand, you can, in response, if you can target the creature, of course. If it's a 4-drop, then not, because nothing has left the battlefield. In response, you can kill the creature with the ward trick on the stack, and then their removal just fizzles. So you get the creature with your removal, and they can't kill your guy. But if you do it the other way around, where you go like removal, then they can of course respond with a removal of theirs and then sack the creature that you targeted with your removal. So you got to be a little careful there. Yeah. Going on an offensive here with the Copter. I mean, maybe they're trying desperately to find a Bitter Triumph, or I guess a Sorin. So I'm just going to kill this off before they get to draw a card, so they can't find a Sorin. Pretty good draws here on my side. Looking back at the Pro Tour, I drew very mediocrely compared to like this, what I've been doing in these first 2 matches here on the video. At the Pro Tour, I also played against Quintorius, and I just like Thoughtseize them before they hit their 5th land drop, and they have nothing. I'd take the value card and just right away Quintorius, like right away on the next draw step. I even shuffle their deck because they like end of turn Herd Migration for land. Shuffle, put it back, boom, Quintorius. I'm like, yes, not my tournament. All right, mirror match number 2. So on the draw, the Bankbuster looked pretty bad. But maybe that was also due to the fact that we didn't have much interaction. I don't know. I'm gonna do the same again for sure. You have the Copter. I'm gonna cut a Cavern. I'm gonna add Bitter Triumph. I mean, Liliana can also be quite bad with these Dust Legion Zealot. On the other side of the board, there's a downside to that, but it can also be good. It's sort of like Bankbuster. Can be good in some games, can also be bad in some games. For example, if your opponent just goes Sorin, Vein Ripper, nothing else, then you can go Lily, sack the Vein Ripper. So there's a huge upside. And yeah, grindy game, Bankbuster has a huge upside too, but then if you're on the draw, they can be a bit bad. So maybe I'll leave it. Maybe I don't do it. Shielded I will do. And yeah, I guess I have to add 2 cards. So the last time I had these 2 in the deck. Maybe I go with Extinction Event. Just having an answer for a Vein Ripper. Your opponent goes for it. And maybe just a second Duress. I don't know. I'll keep trying the vehicle. Some games, I played 1 mirror match in the tournament. And one of those games, a Bankbuster would have been incredible. Like it just sort of played out like a red-black mid-range mirror where we just like flooded out at some point. And the extra free cards and the vehicle from a Bankbuster would have been very good there. Yeah, it's basically, I think it's good in the games where you don't have Ripper. I think I'm just gonna go to 5. Just hoping that I have a very good draw. It's either both Harvester or Harvester and the Zealot, I guess. I mean, Harvester is just so much better of a card, but I also do need actual cards. It's like I'm on a mulligan. I think I'm gonna go with this. The Zealot I can turn into a Lightning Helix with a Sorin. I mean, I'm already on 5. Like the odds of me winning these games are very low. So I'm just gonna go with the upside here of having Zealot. If I find Sorin, I can turn that into an actual card. Take the Fable. Okay. It's actually a pretty medium hand. If I draw a Bankbuster here, for example, like, would be very good. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the Sorin, not play my Dust Legion. I can with a Fable off the top or something like that. I'm right in it. Even though I have 2 cards less. Okay. Sure. By the way, they had Mutavault already in hand. They made a mistake there. They should have played the Mutavault that turn. Because then they could have attacked this turn. There's no reason to have like the Cavern in play turn 3, right? Yeah, 100%. A mistake. Okay, that's pretty good here. People just like to keep in that card, I guess. What do they board out? I'm wondering now. I don't know, I guess. Maybe they board out. What did they board out? I don't know. Sokenzan, already doing something. Could have been a Cavern, I guess. The 3rd Cavern, but actually won once. We also had a mono black version of this deck, which was the original version by Paul Rietzel, who came up with this sort of Sorin Vein Ripper idea. But yeah, we in the end we just slowly all jumped off from the mono black version because just the red cards were too good essentially. Extinction Event, oh my god, just most heinous draw here. Like this card, good in a Vein Ripper game, right? Bad otherwise. So there's always this like, And Reckoner Bankbuster would be absolutely insane here. So I have it in my deck though, right? I have the Bankbuster in my deck. Yeah, I do, okay. Okay. Yeah, we're going through the motions. My opponent probably, like, I'm at like 10% to win this game here. Hit for 5, go to 8, I don't even know. I don't even know what, like, draws I have here that get me out of this. Interestingly enough, the Copter has looked pretty good in the games. Bitter Triumph, wonderful. Yeah, I should have stayed back with the 1/1s, let's be real. That was a bit of a weird attack on my part. Just everything in this deck is good against Fatal Push to some degree. I mean, Preacher, I suppose, and Shieldred aren't, but at least they have to have a way to trigger Revolt for them to be killed, so it's not the easiest to do. And Copter just 1-for-1 trades there, but I guess you can just decide to not crew it. But there's going to be scenarios where you just will have to crew it. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it more. Zealot just seems better though. It's close. It's close. I can see. Again, like Copter is not a bad card, but I can see it. But I can also just see that the other cards are better, you know. I'm afraid your investigation has reached a dead end. It's the first time I'm reading the flavor text. We mostly proxied this during our testing in-house. And I guess when testing this deck on Magic Online, didn't really, didn't really read the flavor text on the card. It's a really cool deck for sure. I mean, I was deciding between Phoenix and this deck at the end for the Pro Tour. And, yeah, I mean, the deck is just so cool, right? Just a red black mid-range deck with this sneak and show combo type thing. And then I just couldn't resist and played this deck. So scary, right? They could just drop a Sorin here and get you. Sorin Vein Ripper. There you go. There you have it. Looks like it. Yeah. And that's probably the end of this game. We'll see, I guess. If I find a Sorin here or a Bitter Triumph, I suppose I might have a chance. What am I ditching? Fable or like Thoughtseize? I think it's Thoughtseize at this point. Okay, that's a start. So which land do I play? I guess Sokenzan. It's kind of funny. This already happened, right? They put in the first match, they put Vein Ripper into play, and then I put Vein Ripper into play. But initially I didn't have it. Like this is kind of a deja vu. I draw into it with Fable. I think last time I drew into it with Copter, maybe. Or with Dusk Legion Zealot, yeah. If they have Bitter Triumph, they can sack the Zealot here and kill my Vein Ripper. But yeah, obviously Vein Ripper is pretty hateable if you want to. Like you can just like put 2 Bloodouts into your deck, into your sideboard, and just hate on the mirror match. Although those Bloodouts won't be particularly good when in the non-Vein Ripper games. So there's always that, right? Like so nice about the deck that it just is this red-black mid-range deck mostly too, right? And in that matchup against the red-black mid-range deck, Bankbuster is the very best card, and not Blodout or Extinction Event. But yeah, I mean, Blodout still kills Sorin or Preacher, you know. So it's like not the worst, not as bad as Extinction Event, and very good against Vein Ripper. There's also a card that's even more targeted against the deck, which is Tears of Valakut, I believe it's called. It's a 2-mana, deal 5 damage, and can't be countered onto a flyer. 5 damage onto a flyer. Red, of course. So you can just kill the Vein Ripper cleanly for 2 mana, and it just can't be countered by the ward. I think it's not legal on Arena though. I think it's a card from like Oath of the Gatewatch, so it's just Pioneer legal. But hey, some of you play Pioneer, then there's a card you can play that's even better than Blodout. But that card is obviously very, very bad in the mirror match in the red-black mid-range games, right? Like because it doesn't do anything. So Blodout might be a little bit safer of an option. They both go on Sorin. I can just take the trade here. Then I won't be able to kill their Sorin. If I don't take the trade, they can attack me back for 8. If I take the trade, they can then use the Sorin to kill my Fable. I think I'll let this happen. I also might find a Bitter Triumph. I could Takenuma for a Sorin next turn. I think I'm just gonna play this. Hopefully draw something. Unlucky. But yeah, I mean, if everything survives here on my side, they just have blanks in hand. I get to copy the Vein Ripper as well, so there's tremendous upside to not blocking the Vein Ripper there. Both that and killing Sorin just seems plenty reasons to not block. Opponent can hit me down to 8, but yeah, I'll just take it. Thoughtseize, okay. So if I copy Ripper, I exactly have lethal here. Because I can attack for 13, then Ripper dies, drain for 4. Yeah, I think my opponent doesn't have anything. I mean, they can't have a remove for the Ripper, of course, otherwise they could play it. And it looks like they just have Jack nothing, so maybe shouldn't have attacked. Maybe you just stay back here with the Ripper. I mean, it's not a great position for you, but at least you just don't straight up die. Oh, I'm stupid. Wow. I'm so stupid. Huh. Right, they also get a trigger. Funny. They get only one trigger. Oh, this was bad though, I think. Was it bad? So they can put me to 2, then we're both at 2. If they find a removal spell, then they can kill a thing in my turn and then I die first. Because my trigger goes on first and then their trigger goes on and then their trigger resolves and I die. But okay, well now they're not attacking. I mean that's I'll just take Sorin. Copy again. Shoot. That's lethal. Okay. I mean, I had lethal multiple ways here. I could have attacked. Yeah. Whatever. But the attack before on that was maybe a bit risky. That was a 10. Maybe I'm supposed to just attack for 7 and then keep the ability to block. Because I wasn't able to kill them that turn. I shouldn't put them to 2. There's no reason to do that. I should just keep up the Fable to have the ability to block their Vein Ripper so I don't die. Yeah. Okay, I mean, you gotta keep this hand. Oh man, I like these hands so much more than what I was drawing in the PT. Like, just never drawing both pieces at the PT. Yeah, just put some black. Amalia. Okay, I guess I'll take the Extraction Specialist. Pretty easy choice. All right. Copter Reno, probably the best choice here. Yeah. So if I draw a land anyways, then I can just, maybe the Dusk Teacher's better actually. The more I think about it. Oops, maybe that was a mistake. Oh, dirty. That was the best draw, huh? That was better than Amalia for sure, because all of a sudden, yeah, I think I should have played this the more I think about it. Alright. Doesn't matter. Yeah, like, if I wouldn't have found the land there, just giving me an extra look at a land is just better. Having Copter in play is better if I have no lands in the top 2, because then I can play Zealot and then draw another card with the Copter and then, have even more looks at a land. So that's better if there aren't any lands on top of my deck. Like, no, not on top, not in the top 2. But if exactly the second land is the second card on top of my deck is a land, then it's better to play the Zealot. And just having the highest odds to have Sorin in play, I think it's a good idea. Attack with everybody, okay. Sure, I guess it doesn't matter. At that point, you could just throw a Wild Growth Walker at my face as well. That's okay, I guess, whatever. So now Amalia is a kill. With the Innkeeper in play. Not a kill, but, combo. So would definitely prefer to get rid of the Innkeeper, but that is a pretty mana inefficient turn, I guess. Might be worth it. I don't know. I could go Sorin, sack the Mutavault, kill the Innkeeper. Yeah, whenever another creature leaves the battlefield, so this one doesn't really trigger Amalia that well. One card in hand. Vampire, please. Yeah, I think I should just reduce the odds of me dying next turn. Autopay. Yeah, that's okay. I guess I also got punished now, because if I had a Zealot in play, this would have been a lot better. Interesting. Like, the Copter really didn't turn out well for me doing that. And look at this life swing. It's so crazy. You just gain 7 by killing one creature. Pass the turn. I guess I could attack, because they only have 4 power, so I can only put this to 1. Maybe I should have thought about this a little bit more. Interesting. Alright, let's go Zealot. Okay. They could just get rid of this, I guess. Maybe that's a good idea. Just eliminate the jump blocker. I don't care about life total. I could pump my Ripper and, gain 7, but don't need that. Just get rid of the things that could gain life. Attack. Maybe I draw Fatal Push, then I can Fatal Push the Walker. Okay. I guess then I'll just put this away. Put it to 9. Pass the turn. Sequencing is important with this deck. Like, the way I sequence things here, casting the Zealot first, not playing your third land, not playing the fourth land, crewing there, and so on and so on. You gotta be aware of your sequencing. You can gain points that way. Maybe they've returned from the ranks. But I have lethal in the air with Sorin. So if they have returned, I won't do much for them. They gain a couple life points, but that's it. It's incredible how much damage Sorin Rain Ripper can do. Now the deck feels a lot greater. Yeah, I was really down on it after the PT, because I was like, I don't know, man. It just played like a bad red black mid-range deck for me, sort of. So I kept drawing Sorins with no vampires in play, no vampires in hand. I was like, what does this card even do? It like does nothing. It's just, yeah. But yeah, when you draw well, the deck is quite a machine. Quite a machine. Maybe they have Court of Calling. Looks like it. Do they have a reach creature they can find? Maybe they have Company. I don't know. I guess I'll Thoughtseize. Sure. Yeah, I'd be surprised if they have a way to survive. I guess they can Skyclave Apparition the Copter. I guess they'd go for a Malia combo. That's what they have to do here. Obviously. I mean, right, yeah, that's just what they have to. No, they can't even go for the combo. What am I talking about? They don't have a life gain. True. My bad. I don't know what they're doing. What is this? I think they're just Dobbs. Okay, yeah, sure. I guess I don't even know. Like, I have lethal with Vein Ripper, sack Vein Ripper in itself here. Yeah. This is 11 damage already, so they could have just conceded. Okay, so Leyline, bit of a question mark against Amalia. Some say it's good, some say it's bad. It depends on their list, I guess. If they have a bunch of Voice of Resurgence, Return to the Ranks, Extraction Specialists, and so on, it's good. But I think I'm gonna not play it for now. Maybe I bring it in for the last game. Alright. Copter goes on the draw against like a creature deck. It's just not that good. Creature's a bit slow. You can cut like a couple of Zealots. I guess Duress is a question mark. Duress and Leyline is sort of the question marks in the matchup. Extinction. Yeah, Extinction is good. I could see playing a second Duress. I don't hate it. But I like all the rest. I also like the Zealot. I just cut a Cavern. Like, when I don't know, I cut a Cavern. I think it's like playing 24 lands, not too bad. You have the Zealots that draw you a little bit of cards. You have the Preacher. Although I did cut 2 Preachers here. But yeah, I mean, the deck technically only needs 3 lands. Cavern is just a pretty bad land. Okay, this is a mulligan. The Cavern is a great land against blue-white, but not good in non-blue-white matchups, of course. Yeah, this is also a mulligan. It is closer because I have the combo and a fatal push. But I think against... I have also Path of Peril in my deck. There you go. I mean, this is somewhat tempting to do this. We have 3 draw steps to an untapped land. Any land. Pretty high likelihood that we hit. Then we have Necro for Amalia and the big boy. I'm gonna try it. I could just keep 3 lands in the combo, it's also fine. Okay, there we go. Got rewarded. Yeah, I'm probably gonna cast Necromantia turn 3. It's like most Amalia decks, I don't think they have an answer for the big boy. Here I could have played Mutavault, but I mean, I'm very likely to just... Actually, I should have played Mutavault, I think. Yeah, it stops the attack. Why didn't I do that? Yeah, that was just a mistake. Oh, okay. Yeah, I should have played Mutavault there. No reason not to. Alright. Amalia Benavides Aguirre. Okay, well, this thing is a problem. So now I'm gonna see how my opponent... 2 Lawrence? Okay. Absent Charm. You love to see it. Free return from the ranks. Okay, but no voices. So it's just return from the ranks that my Leyline has to deal with. Yeah, I think in that case Duress is a lot better because they have 4, 7, and then the Koku's 10 plus 1 in hand. 10 high value targets for Duress. Yeah, I don't think I want Leyline. I think on average you don't want Leyline, but I also don't want to say you don't want Leyline in general. Just on average you don't want the Leyline. Okay, that Thoughtseize was good. Very good. And that's a bit scary, of course. I mean, Thoughtseize is quite good against my deck here. Especially when I have a mulligan to 5. But they didn't have an answer to my 6-5, right? So maybe I can get lucky and survive. If I draw another land, they can make this into a 5-6 potentially, and then maybe I can race it. We'll see. This card has been pretty impressive. Oh, they're just gonna go quad for 2. What are they cording for? Probably a Vault Growth Walker? Yeah. And then with double explore, you can grow that thing. If my opponent would have missed 1 more land drop, that would have been key. Yep. So they can hit me for like 6, then I play Vein Ripper. Oh, they spread themselves thin? Okay, interesting. This deals more damage, but Oh, they just attack for 8. Go to 6. I guess I'm dead. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, no, wait a minute. I'm not. They should have pumped more. Oh, I guess they have another play here. Yeah. Interesting. Well, Path of Peril looks quite good right now. Okay. So if I play Ripper, I'm just dead. I have to do this. Let me think about this a little bit more. So I can actually tap, tap, tap. Yeah. Then I can play Sulfurous Springs. I have Blood Crypt as a painless black source. If I would have drawn Fatal Push or Thoughtseize. Okay, I think I'll just jump block here because they have the Skyclave. If I jump block, they will just play a Sentinel, I guess. If I don't block, they play Sentinel too, and then they can Skyclave my Dusk Legion and kill me, so I have to jump block. They should just play Skyclave, I think. Because then I have to play Vein Ripper next turn, and if they hit with the map token onto the Skyclave, hit a spell, I would be dead. So I think Skyclave is the play. My opponent decides against it though. And now I get to have Vein Ripper. Do I play Duress? I could also keep these 2 cards in case I draw Bloodtithe Harvester or Fable. Pretty unlikely that my opponent. This one doesn't really matter. I mean, if this card is like a company, I guess I would like to Duress. Alright, fine, I'll do it. I don't know, could be a waste. Oh, nice. Very good. Alright, that was good. Cool. You never know, really. I mean, this could have been anything besides a land. Okay, so now they can grow the Sentinel into a 5/6. Which would also be bad. I mean, I'm on a mulligan to 5. Like, I cannot... Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I get lucky. But they have a lot of map tokens to pop here. They have to find a lot of lands here for me to get lucky. Yeah, okay, this is already GG. They can just make it a 6/7 and then have to jump block. Which that's... Then I have to draw like Extinction Event off the top into another Vein Ripper maybe to win this game. I haven't lost yet. Like, I can draw Extinction Event into Vein Ripper. But yeah, you can see how crazy good this card is in like any fair matchup. This play is bad. This play is not good at all. My opponents, geez, they're making so many mistakes. Yeah, I mean, skill matters, I guess, but like, this is not a good play at all. You should have just made a 6/7 and attack me with that. With both, actually, at that point. You can attack me with both. You can just make this a 6/7 and this a 4/5. Attack with both. My opponent just messed up big time. Wow. Okay. Well. Probably still gonna win, unfortunately, but that was a huge punt on them. Yeah, I'm just gonna use the Hive to jump because it's a way bigger mana investment. This card is quite amazing. Very strong card. It's just Briarbridge Tracker on crack. 3/4 stats, Vigilance. Oh man. That's so sad. I mean, this card just dominated this entire game. Like, if this would have been anything else, I probably would have won here. Yeah, if this would have been like whatever, anything, the Wildgrove Walker, anything that not this, will probably will win that game here. They also just keep having exactly what they need. It's okay. I mean, they had free map tokens again. This was just Sentinel for the win. Very much so. Makes me wonder about a card like Rending Volley. If I lose to this, Rending Volley doesn't kill that, huh? But it does kill Amalia. Necromantia. I did cast Necromantia. I don't know. How good is Necromantia even? Just gonna trim a little on Duress and just play a creature maybe. I like Preacher a little bit more on the play. It's also nice with Path of Peril. I think on the draw it can be a bit slow, but it lines up very well against the Sentinel. Although, not amazingly well, but yeah, I mean, if I play Preacher turn 3, they play Sentinel turn 3, I can freely attack. But that's good for me. There's no 1-drop I want to kill with this, right? So I'm just going to play Cavern of Vampires. It's just better in case I draw Blackcleave Cliffs. I don't really want the Sokenzan in play. I don't think I want to kill that either. Although I guess maybe I should. Because now I go Fable turn 3 and they could technically kill me. They have an Amalia or a Wildgrove Walker here. Alright, I guess I won't play Fable, huh? No, I guess I will play Fable. If this would have been a free, I wouldn't have played Fable. Okay. I'm fine with that. Okay. Just go Fable Harvester. They trade. Wow. Okay. This is 8 power plus Mutavault. A lot of damage coming through. I just gotta be aware of like return to the ranks. Also the Fable flipping will be very good in this matchup. Maybe they have Chord. Fauna Shaman. Don't actually have black mana. Funny. Creature. 0. Wonder how important this is. I want to keep this around. All right. I think I'm just gonna. That's maybe too risky. All right, I'll just attack for everything, and then I'll play Sorin, sack away a Mutavault to kill the Shaman. Boom, boom, boom. I want to keep this around for the Fable. Oh, he didn't ask me again. Okay. Maybe because we're post-combat and I can't attack anyways. So now the return gets 2 guys back. I can work with that. And I have Rending Volley up my red. Yeah, return from the ranks gets exponentially stronger. But as long as I can just... Okay. Yeah, you got it. Take the Rending Volley, I assume. Yeah. Okay. More life gain. Go up to 12. Up to 11, I mean. 2 cards left. Out of removal, if they just return from the ranks the Mire here. I mean, I guess I have the Harvester, so I can kill it with that. Also the Sorin can shoot, but if the Mire gets like to be a 5/5, that'd be annoying. Not even attacking the Sorin. I'm wondering about this Preacher. Might just be too slow. What am I looking for? Fatal push, I guess. One's at 11. All right. I don't know how I feel about this cutting like a pretty decent card. Okay. One's at 11. Oh well, oh well. Wow, sick. Drawing really well. Really well. To be fair, I mean, I had the ability with the 2 bloods there to draw deeper into my deck, so just blood tokens, pretty awesome. Just attached on a good body. And Mutavault, really awesome land as well. Con takes a lot of damage here, actually. That's 7 plus 2 more here. Then I have a fatal push. Okay. So if this is a Malia, I can kill it before they gain any life. Like, before they get any explorers. There's also no Wildgrowth Walker in the graveyard. So to kill me, they have to have Return from the Ranks and Wildgrowth Walker. Or like a combination of Court, of Calling, and one of the 2. I mean, I could definitely still lose. Okay, now it's going to be difficult to lose. They would have to mill Wildgrowth Walker and have a Return from the Ranks. Return to the ranks. Alright, cool. Yeah, I mean, Amalia, it's always a little tight, because in the end, especially when they have so many of the life gain creatures, they can just, you know, have both 2-drops and just win out of nowhere. It's a bit scary, for sure. Very important to just have cheap interaction against them. Yeah, that's mostly it. And putting Vein Ripper Sorin to play helps too. Yeah. That's the Vampires deck right there for you. I think this is definitely better than Red Black Midrange under most circumstances, but it definitely is maybe a bit too much to say, because we'll see how the metagame adopts. Like Red Black Midrange, for example, could adopt a little bit by I don't know, putting cards that are good against Vein Ripper into their sideboard. Red Black Midrange can adopt to anything, right? But yeah, generally speaking, I'd say that you rather have this Red Black shell with Vein Ripper and Sorin on top of the best cards out of Red Black Midrange, because it's just more powerful, more proactive. I like this more than Red Black Midrange. Yeah, so that's the Vampire deck. Pretty awesome, isn't it? Thank you for watching, and I see you in the next one.